Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the InterTier. We're in Monaco this week. Another race in Monaco. Hopefully, an interesting one. Because sometimes when it comes in Monaco, it's not that interesting. Let's do a sound check. As we always do. Alright, we're good. I'm not sure if more drivers will be coming in. Let's check. Let's check. Hopefully more. It would be nice to see a race in Monaco with more than 15 drivers. So it says 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 drivers should be showing up. So three more. If that number is correct, three more drivers should be showing up. You do have Angry Badger here. Pesci is here. Pesci is back. Is he back? Yes, after missing 2 rounds. Pesci is back. Then we have Dog, who is here. Algeri is here. Late Bloomer and Prezi Prez. Oh, Late Bloomer has a problem, so he might show up. Prezi Prez isn't also here. So two McLarens are missing as we speak. Maybe two that are missing. Who else now? Basically them. The two McLarens and do we have links here? The two McLarens and links. These are the three drivers we're waiting for. But it looks like Bloomer won't be making it, so just links and Prezi Prez. The last two to make us at least 13 for the race. It is Monaco, so a lot of drivers don't really enjoy racing Monaco. That's why the grid isn't that full. But the InterTier always brings us entertainment anyway. So 11 drivers, 13 drivers, 15 drivers doesn't matter for this lot. They're always down to race and give us something to watch. First though, we're gonna have short quali. We'll see when it starts. Whoa. We have Beast ready now, so it looks like we'll be on our way. 11 driver it is. That's fair. It's Monaco anyway, so. Monaco. First, we'll start with quali. Let's see how well these drivers do. Wow. Yo, the new Madrid course that's coming out in 2026 actually looks very fun. Hopefully better than Vegas, even though it's another street track, kind of a street track. We'll see if the F1 world will be excited about it. Mostly just fast corners, long straights. No real actual braking zones where you could make moves. That's going to be an interesting track to race on. We'll see where drivers actually decide to make moves on this track. Mm. What is going on here? Chill, lads. Chill, lads. Chill, lads. Chill, lads. Chill, lads. No heroics into Sandoval, please. Oh, somebody's already in the Sandoval. Where to start with quali. I don't know what happened there. Looks like the server, the lobby just absolutely destroyed. So obviously we'll have to start a new one. Oh. Funny stuff, isn't it? When you have one driver left. There he goes, leading the race. Oh, he spins. Oh, he spins again. Alright, let's back out. I believe Mr. P will be making a new one very soon. That was very embarrassing by the game. You need to do better, F1. You need to do better. Maybe this will be a chance for Prezi Press to show up and links. Probably not. Most likely not. One thing I'll say though is if you're not going to show up for the race and you know you're not going to, just please don't forget to decline, even if you've accepted. Don't forget to decline so we don't have to wait for you thinking you're going to show up. So please don't forget to do that in the future. Just two more. The last two are dog and dog. Let's have a guess. Dog and what was the other one? FIFA maybe? Alright, here we go. Everybody's here. And dog, I guess. Don't forget to, yeah, that's true. Thanks for reminding me. It's one more. Oh, no, but we were waiting for dog. I mean, he was here last time, wasn't he? Or am I tripping? Yeah, he did. He was here and he did accept our attendance. So, if dog, if you're listening, get into the lobby, please. Good evening. Good evening. There he goes. There he goes. And we can happily start quali. Hopefully, it doesn't go straight to the race again. Absolute joke of a game. And of all races you don't want going straight to the race is Monaco. Because if anywhere you win the race in Monaco, it's in quali. Mm-hmm. All right. Who's the first to come out? The Angry Badger? It was him. I mean, was almost him, but this time he's being beat by Coffee and Hazel. Actually, it wasn't actually him. It was his teammate Hazel that came out the early this time. So Angry Badger is not in a rush to go out there and be one of the first to go out as he always is. But there you go, Hazel and Coffee. Hazel did win the last Monaco race, I believe, in UFRL. So can he do it? Can he do it once again? He did win the 100% tier race. I was in that race, but we had no comms that day, so People probably didn't watch that race or see that race, but he did win that race. Spectacular drive from him. I believe he led all the way, no matter the safety car, no matter the issues, any issues, he led all the way. Can he do it again here in the InterTier? He did it in the 100% tier with cars that were not equal, so now he has the equal cars. Oof. Who can stop him? We do have the likes of Merck and Pesci and Mr. P on track. Mr. P, who in the last race got his first win of the season. I know the confidence will be sky high right now, and we'll see if he can bring that confidence into the Monaco Grand Prix. But here you go, Coffee has started his lap, and we'll see what time he can set for the rest of the drivers to go and beat. As you can see, the Aston Martin coming out of the pits. It's very easy to block a driver going for a lap in the Monaco, so most drivers will have to be careful to moving out of the way for the other driver coming through. But there you go, the 19.0 is the first sector for Coffee. What can Hazer says when he does finish his first sector. He's not close to finishing it yet, though. We'll see what's going to happen. Down to Hazer. He's going to be faster than Coffee when he does cross the line. For the first sector, it's 18.5. So, yes, 5/10 faster than the driver in front. What's he going to do? Pesci is also on the lap. And there's another driver who can fight against Hazer on track. 18.6 for him. Just 1/10 slower than Hazer. And the first sector. Back to Coffee now, the Haas man, who is finishing his lap here. And when he crosses the start-finish line, what time is he going to set? It's going to be a 1:11.1 for Coffee. Good time from him, but he can improve. When he can improve, we'll see the first drivers get into the 110s. But here we go now. The Alfa Romeo of Hazer clips the wall, and surely he's going to lose time there. He's still going to make sure that he does finish that lap. And it's a 1:09, 1:10. When he does cross the line, 1:11.4. And that is slower than Coffee in front just because of the mistake. That's the thin margins that we have here in Monaco. As he made a mistake, clipping the wall into the final sector with few corners to go. He does lose time, but Pesci now is going to cross the line, and is going to be the first driver into the 110, 1:10.7 for Pesci, and as he puts himself in provisional pole position. But we have last week's winner, Mr. P, who is not on a fast lap now, but we'll see he's about to start his fast lap, and we'll see what he can get. Can he get right to the top? As Coffee has retired from the session, that's going to be the end of Coffee's session. It looks like he's made a mistake going into this left-hander here, lost his tire, and is now out of the session. Hopefully, the time that he has set will be quick enough to keep him up. But we have Angry Badger now, with 1:13.0, and he's currently in P6, but beat that with a 1:12.6, puts himself in P5. The next driver to cross the line is going to be Merck as he begins his lap. Behind him is the Alfa Romeo of Hazer, who wins for another lap, and this time around doesn't make a mistake. 1:10.4 for Hazer, provisional pole for the Alfa Romeo man, and surely he will be going into the pits this time for new tires. Does he believe that nobody can beat that time that he has set? We go down to the AlphaTauri of Pesci now, who will be going into the pits. After seeing that time that Hazer just set, he'll be thinking, I must go out there and try to set a time that can beat that. But back to Mr. P, back to the Ferrari, who doesn't still look like he's on the lap. As you can see, still 100% ERS. He might just be filling out the track and burning as much fuel as he can before he starts his push lap. This right here might be his push lap, but we will see. Beast will be going into the pit because he just finished the lap, or he might be going for another one. Looks like he's going for another one. Currently sitting on a 1:12.6. Can he improve on that time? When he crosses the line, yes, he does. He does improve by 1.3 seconds to P4 with a 1:11.2. As Coffee now in that P3 is in a very precarious position now that he's out of qualifying. What is going to happen to that time? As Merck crosses the line 1:12.5, but surely that was not his fast lap. He's surely on his fast lap now. What time can he set? Can he also get into the 110s as the top two have done now? It wouldn't be a surprise to see him in the top 10 because this is one of his strongest tracks in Monaco. But here we go now. Stickman on an outlap about to begin his lap. Also, the Mercedes of UFRL Viva about to begin his lap, or just might be on a fill out lap, because Viva, that's what Viva usually does in qualifying. Doesn't push on the first few laps. He just fills out the track. But back to Mr. P now, he's finally on his push lap now. The winner from last week kindly put himself in that top three. Kindly gets a 110 as he's going into the pits. He decides to go into the pits and abandon that lap. He'll be going for fresh tires now. And can he improve on that time? But we have the Alfa Romeo of Hazer. He's still out there. He's still out there on the same tires that he got the fastest lap on. Can he improve after doing 3 laps, about to be 4 on these tires? We'll see what happens. But Merck now crossing the line and it's going to go P3 with a 110.9. Not surprising at all. Very strong track for Merck as he's the 3rd driver now into the top 10. And most likely your winner is going to be one of those lots in the top 3. Unless Mr. P in P6 has anything to say about that. He just needs to have a very good qualifying to be able to fight with the drivers in front. But next across the line now is going to be Viva, but I don't believe he was on a push lap. It's a 113.8 and he surely can improve on that time. Stickman though crosses the line 119 and also surely can improve on that time. 119, a very slow time actually here in Monaco, as we have Hazer coming out of the chicane very slowly. He hasn't lost fuel, but it looks like he's just recharging up that ERS. He wants to go for another lap. He's not giving an inch whatsoever. He's pushing as hard as he can on these tires. He wants to burn them as much as he can because he just wants to use 2 tires for qualifying. He doesn't want to use all 3 allocated because he's saving 1 soft tire for qualifying is actually a very smart thing to do. But here we go now. The AlphaTauri of Dog just got past him, and we'll see what Dog does when he does cross the line. This is his first push lap. Currently sitting in P10 with no laps done, but when he crosses the line, it's a 112.9 for Dog and up to P7 for him, right ahead of Angry Badger, UFRL Viva and Stickman, UFRL Viva and Stickman, who surely will be going for faster laps than what they currently sit on. But here we go now. Tia Pesci about to start his own lap. And can he beat that time that Hazer has set in front? Just about 3/10 under the provisional pole sitter as we speak. Stickman crossing the line. It's improving his time. Yes, he does. With a 116.4 for Stickman. It's going to stay down in P10 though because it's not enough to get past that P10. Aldry, the last driver to set a time. The only driver who hasn't set a time yet. Coffee though, still in a precarious position in P4, but still looking good. If other drivers can't beat that 111.1 that he has set. Just 1/10, almost 2/10 away from the 110s. From the 110s. He might have been able to get into the 110s, but after DNF, he has no other chance to actually do that. But he'll be hoping and praying that the rest of the drivers behind him do not improve enough to get ahead of him when they do cross the line on their next push laps. But here we go, back to the provisional pole sitter who went for another lap and will be going into the pits now. And he believes his lap wasn't going to improve. 4 laps done on these tires and will be going for... As the Alpine is coming out there, oof, very dangerous exit from the Alpine. The penalty to the Alpine team. Look how it's coming. Dangerous exit. Dangerous pit release as Pesci crosses the line, and it's going to be not an improvement for him actually. We'll see if he does improve. When he goes for the push lap on this lap, he'll be trying to beat Hazer in front. As we know in Monaco, it's very, very important that you start in front if you do want to win this race. Especially against a driver like Hazer with the consistency and how strong he is here in Monaco. But here you go. He's 2/10 faster than his first lap and the fastest first sector now for the AlphaTauri driver. And we'll see what he can set. But back to Mr. P in the Ferrari, heating up his tires as he crosses the line. And we'll see what he's doing. Angry Badger does cross the line, does improve by 2/10, but stays in P8 with a 112.8. As we have Beast going into the 110s. Very, very impressive lap from UFRL. Beast, unexpected there from the Red Bull driver as he puts himself in front of Merck and knocks down his mate, 2P5, his mate who has retired from the session after DNF. But Beast now with a brilliant time. This time that he has set, can he translate that into the race? That is the question that we ask. Because qualifying and the race is way different. But Pesci now back on top, 700th of a second ahead of Hazer with a 1:10.49, and that is going to be provisional pole position for Pesci. I know Hazer will be looking at that and be thinking, I'm going to go out there and try and beat that time that Pesci has set, as we have the Alpine of Algeria about to begin his first lap of qualifying. And what time can he set? Going in very hot into that corner, almost going into the wall. That's not what he wants at all. And maybe on his next push lap, he can improve in that corner. And here we go now. The Beast in the Red Bull, surely a very happy man, will be going into the pits now. And we'll see if he will come out for another push lap. Does he believe that time is quick enough to stay in P3? He is just 1/10 of a second ahead. 100th of a second ahead of Merck in P4. And Merck surely can improve after just doing one lap. So he's still in a position that he can be beat. But there we go. Pesci going into the pits now. Provisional pole sitter. Pesci and Hazer will be fighting hard for the win today, as Hazer is about to begin his lap. Can this lap beat the lap that will beat the time that Pesci has set with 5 minutes to go here in qualifying in Monaco? Who is going to be your pole sitter and most likely your winner if he does go into the race and translate this pace that they have in qualifying, as Dog is about to start a lap, currently sitting in P9 with a 1:12.9. Can he improve on that time? He will need to improve by 7/10 if he wants to jump ahead of Mr. P, and he wants to improve by just a tenth if he does want to jump ahead of Angry Badger. As Aldri did finish his lap with a 1:14.4, and surely can improve on that time. We'll see what he does. As we have the Ferrari of Mr. P on a push lap now for sure, but he is going into the pits again. And it looks like his laps are off today, and he's trying his best to improve on his time. 1:12.2, unexpected from a tier 1 driver, unexpected from a last week's race winner, and we'll see what he can do. Is he going to be another recovery drive for Mr. P? A recovery drive that he has done many times in this tier, or can he get that good enough qualifying position to just start at least in the top 4? As we have Dog about to cross the line. What time does he set? It's going to be a 1:12.5. He does beat Angry Badger, but not enough to knock down Mr. P in P7. Algeria will be going into the pits after doing his first lap. Then we have the Mercedes of UFRL Viva, who is currently sitting on a 1:12, and he's come out with fresh tires. Can he improve on that time? Just 500ths of a second to improve to get into the 1:11s. But if he wants to beat Coffee in front, he will have to improve by almost 9/10, about 9/10, and that is a lot of improvement to get into the top 5. Coffee though currently sitting comfortably in that P5, hoping and praying that nobody else knocks him down from where he currently sits on. His mate the UFRL Beast out again to go for another push lap, trying to improve on that time that he's on, as he does have Merck in front also. Merck in front, who he's battling with for that P3. That's the Martin and the Red Bull going hard for position, just like Alonso and Max Verstappen last season. Going hard for that position, but this time it's going to be P3 that they're fighting for. And we'll see what both of them can do, as they're both not on push laps yet. As you can see, still with 100% ERS. We're going to have the Mercedes of Viva, who's definitely also not on a push lap. Also, these drivers just filling out the track and burning as much fuel as they can. But Hazer, though, one driver who will be trying to improve, coming out on his final, surely is going to be his final opportunity now to get that pole position. And we'll see if he can improve on his time. Pesci is not too far ahead, just 700ths of a second ahead of him. So he surely can improve. We'll see what happens there. But Beast and Merck now starting a lap, and Mr. P also crossing the line to begin a lap. Might be beginning a lap, or just might be on a fill-out lap. Most of these drivers don't actually start a lap just after the out lap, as Aldri coming out to the pits and surely went into the wall there, and surely there is damage on his wing, even though his end plate is still there. It might be yellow damage for Aldi. We'll see if he does go into the pit. It always spins again. And he's into the wall. It's not looking good for Algeria already in qualifying. Twice now he's gone into the wall, going into Saint Devote. And this time around, it wasn't even on the lap that he went into the wall. It was coming out of the pits. It's not looking good here in Monaco for Algeria. We'll see how that translates to the race. Hopefully, he does improve when race conditions begin. But here we go. Back to Hazer now. On his last try, we'll be trying to knock down TIR or B Pesci at the top with a 1:10.4. And there you go now. The Alfa Romeo has begun his final lap of qualifying as we have UFRL Viva also on his final lap of qualifying. And they will all be on their surely on their final laps. And can they all improve? Here we go. Merck now going into the pits, and that will be that for Merck in qualifying. He will not be able to beat Beast, and it's going to be P4 for him. A comfortable P4 because I don't believe anybody else can beat that time apart from Mr. P if this time around he does hit that lap as best as he can. But there we go. Back to the AlphaTauri. Currently our pole sitter who wants to begin his final lap with 20 seconds to go. Is he going to have enough time to cross the line to get that final lap? He's pushing as hard as he can. And there you go with 14 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go. He surely will be able to start his final lap and will be the last driver to start that final push lap. But back to Hazer, who currently has the fastest second sector. And here we go now, coming out of the final corner. Can he get that pole position that he's struggling and has been fighting for? When he does cross the line, it is going to be pole position for Hazer into the 109s. Absolutely stonker of a lap. 1 second ahead of the man in P2. And who can beat that time, we ask now? Surely nobody can. As we have Angry Badger, his teammates, also coming out of the final corner. Can he improve on his time? Currently sitting in P9. When he does cross the line, he was not going to improve on his time. And that will be that for him. Mr. P is going to be next to cross the line. And when he does, he goes into P3. It's a 1:10.8. And that's more like it from the Ferrari into the top threes. And it's a very, very good spot now to finish on the podium for that Ferrari. Pesci, though, on his final lap, he's 14th of 100 down on his quickest time, so it doesn't look like he's going to beat that time that Hazer has set. And when he does cross the line, is he good enough? Almost losing the back end there. Loose on the rear end as he crosses the start finish line. And is that going to be pole position for him? It doesn't look like. He's going to have to settle for P2 for Pesci. Hazer is going to be your pole sitter once again in Monaco. Can he translate that into a win? An absolutely brilliant time from him. 6/10 faster than the man in P2. And that's what he does, Hazer. Mr. Monaco on top again. And in 5 minutes, the race will be back. And if the race is any as exciting as qualifying was, we are on for a good one here. My mic hasn't been off for this whole race. That would be absolutely ridiculous. But it's been an interesting one here. It's Coffee now with a 3-second penalty. His race even becoming worse now as he gets a penalty coming out of the chicane. As Angry Badger finally coming into the pits for fresh medium tires again. And we'll surely be going into the pits one more time before the end of this race. How long though can Merc push these tires that he's currently sitting on? That's the question. Here we go now. Back to Beast, who is behind Doug. Doug, who had an incident with his mate Coffee earlier. This time around, can Beast make the move on Doug with a defense from Doug, but it's going to go round the outside now. Does he have the grip to go around the outside, get that move done? Yes, he does, as Beast puts himself in P5 right ahead of the sister car of that AlphaTauri. Beautiful move from Beast, and the first overtake that we've seen on screen goes to the Red Bull of Beast. I'm sure he'll be a happy man. As we head back to Hazer in front, who is absolutely cruising. Doesn't even need to push hard. He knows he doesn't need to push hard. He can try and save these tires as long as he can, so he just goes for the hards to the end. Any other fights on track? Not really. It's not that much to do comes on, so I'm just going to keep following these drivers. We have Coffee and Angry Badger again. Is it going to be an easy move from Coffee again? This time around, as he's trying to go down the inside. As he does go down the inside, a beautiful move from UFRL Coffee down the inside of Angry Badger. He does make contact with him, and it looks like he's going to give that place back. He's being very aggressive here, the House of Coffee. Hopefully doesn't continue this, and hopefully does not take another driver out with this new aggressiveness that he's on right now. But yellow flags in the first sector. Hopefully that's not a safety car. Not a safety car, as Merc has decided it is time to come into the pits for those medium tires. And will he be coming into the pits one more time in this race? We'll see about that. Hayes and Mr. P though deciding to stay out. Even though they started on the mediums, Merc still pitted earlier than them. So we'll see what strategy he's going for. And if we see if that works out, will Hazer be going into the pits on this lap with a lot of ERS saves? Hazer, it's going to be easy stuff for him, almost 9 seconds away from the man in P2. Absolutely easy race for him here, for being real. Back to Coffee and Angry Badger again. Coffee tried to move down the inside on the previous lap, but did give the place back. And now he'll be trying once again on the Alfa Romeo driver, who has come into the pit, so his tires will have enough grip to defend from Coffee behind. So it's going to be a more difficult move. And the last time Coffee did make a move on him, Hazer and Mr. Prime though coming into the pits. And there you go. They've decided it is time for a pit stop. But the question is, will Merc be getting ahead of Mr. Point when he does come out of the pits? It looks like he's not, because Mr. Point is coming out of the pits now, and Merc, as Coffee, has gotten ahead of Angry Badger, and I stayed on him just because of that. I knew the move was coming soon. As here we go back to the front as Merc, as Mr. P are going to be going side by side, and there you go with a beautiful undercut from UFRL Merc in that Aston Martin. He is going to get ahead of Mr. P in the Ferrari. But with those medium tires, can they go to the end? That's the question we ask. He was 3 seconds behind when he did go into the pits, and now he has gotten ahead of that Ferrari. A beautiful undercut from the Aston Martin. But can he keep the medium tires to the end? It's going to be very, very difficult, because the longest those medium tires have stayed was 16 laps. And 16 laps will be just lap 34. And he's already done 1 lap on them. So you have to do about 18, 19 laps on the mediums if you want to stay ahead of Mr. P. And will they have enough grip at the end to even stay ahead of the driver? As we have Doug Beast very close to Viva now. Viva on those medium tires, 17 laps old. He's been on those tires for a very, very long time now. pushing as hard as he can, trying to degrade them as much as he can. Oh, as Beast almost goes into the back of him there. Very, very close. But can he have the better exit now? Coming out of this corner with that DRS, it doesn't look like it will be enough to get ahead. And the Stickman now moving out of the way, getting laps in front. See on the map, we need to check that. 27 seconds behind Agribaja is Coffee. Looks like Coffee went into the pits again. And this race is absolutely coming undone for UFRL Coffee in the Haas. And you will not be a happy man whatsoever. Hayes just 6 seconds ahead of Merck. As you can see, Merck gaining time on him. Merck does have the pace in Monaco, like I said. I might be the only one who might be able to compete with Hazer, but just because he is on those medium tires, it's going to be very difficult for him to actually keep them working to the end of this race. And if he wants to make a move on Hazer in front, he will need to do it now. He will need to push as hard as he can to get close, get behind the rear wing of that Alfa Romeo. But back to Dog and Beast and Viva now. These are the two we're going to watch for the rest of the race. As Merck now with the fastest lap, 1:12.2, pulling away from Mr. P. And here we go now. Beast, can he get ahead of Viva? It does have the better tires, but not a great exit there coming out the final corner. And Viva is going to keep that place in P4. Coffee with the fastest lap of the 1:11.9 now. Even with that fastest lap, it's not looking good for him. But what can Beast do? We're just going to watch him putting pressure on that Mercedes, the Red Bull. When would the Mercedes going into the pace? 19 laps on those mediums is showing that Merck surely can't do 19 laps on the mediums to the end. And here we go now. Viva finally going into the pit. So Merck does have the opportunity to do 19 laps on those tires, as Hazer now is starting to pull away from him. And that means that his tires are not strong enough again to be catching Hazer in front, as Dog is also going to get ahead of Viva going into the pits. But Dog hasn't gone into the pits yet. 20 laps on those hard tires. Interesting strategy from Dog. We'll see how this strategy works out for the lad. That's Merck now with a 3-second time penalty. That's not what he will want at all, because Mr. P will start to gain on him at the end of the race, and hopefully we'll be hoping it's not under 3 seconds that Mr. P gains and be taking that P2 from him. A P2 that he's working very hard for fastest lap now. Hazer 1:11.9 with those hard tires. Hazer absolutely going for it. As Dog finally going into the pits. Finally going into the pits. Another 3-second penalty for Coffee now. Who should we watch? Because there's no race on track at the moment. Let's just watch the man in front. See how he does his lap. Stay on board with him. Let's see why he has so much pace here in Monaco. The lines he takes, how well he hits that apex. Nice and clean there from him. Going into here, what gear does he go to? Going down into fourth gear. Doesn't need to go down into third. Going out into third, coming out to that corner. And going in here, might be going to second gear. Second gear for him throughout this corner. Does he need to go down to first, or does he? Oh, neutral for him there. Hmm. That strategy might just be the way because he went down to neutral. We'll see if he does that again on the next lap to actually try and spin that car because neutral doesn't give any torque on the engines. It just lets the car roll. Because at this point, this is just the Hazer race. I mean, I think the only race at the end that we'll be watching will be Mr. P and Merck. That's if they don't do one more pit stop. If they both do one more pit stop, I believe Merck will end up finishing ahead of Mr. P. If they do not, Mr. P will surely be gaining time on him at the end of the race when those hard tires start to come in play against the mediums. I'll be degrading quickly. Unless you have nothing else to say. I can update you guys with the scores of AFCON and the FA Cup. Nigeria with a 2-0 win against Cameroon in the round of 16 will be moving to the quarterfinals. Angola with a 3-0 win against Namibia will also move into the quarterfinals. In the FA Cup, in La Liga, Sociedad 0-0 Vallecano full time. Real Madrid getting the win against Las Palmas. Villarreal with a 5-3 win against Barcelona. They were in the 90th minute. It was actually 3-3. I don't know how they go into 5-3, but that must have been a very exciting game. As Real Betis get the win at Mallorca. Then to the Serie A, we have Atalanta 2-0 to Indonesia. Juventus with a 1-1 tie with Empoli at home. AC Milan also with a tie. In the FA Cup, Ipswich losing to Maidstone 2-1. Everton losing to Luton Town 2-1. Very good result there from Luton Town. As Leeds with a 1-1 draw, Plymouth, and which will be playing. Replay. FA Cup replay. A classic. Leicester versus Birmingham 3-0 to Leicester. Leicester doing very well in that championship, and any championship team that actually goes against them gets absolutely walloped. Brighton 5-2 against Sheffield. Newcastle getting a 2-0 win against Fulham. So we head to the Bundesliga with Bayern winning 3-2 against Augsburg. Hoffenheim 1-1 with Heidenheim. We have Stuttgart winning 5-2 against Leipzig. Bremen with a 3-1 win against Freiburg. Wolfsburg and Cologne 1-1. And a goalless draw between Bayern Leverkusen and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Back to the race now, where nothing is still happening. I'm just gonna start watching each driver. Let's watch Mark for a time, then watch Mr. P, then just keep watching everybody. As he's lapping Angry Badger now in the Alfa Romeo. Angry Badger will be looking to just finish this race. Time to watch Mr. P. There you go. Mark has decided to come into the pits. How is that going to work out for him? It's a question. I'm going to be medium tires to the end. Will Mr. P be going into the pits? That's the question. If he does go into the pits, Mark will surely be getting ahead of him. But if he doesn't, might be able to finish in P2. Considering Mark does have a 3 second penalty. But we need to get ahead of him and pull away 3 seconds if he wants to get that P2. But we're going to watch Beast now since he's close to Viva. It's going to stick on him till he goes for a move. This has to be one of the most boring races I've actually done comes on. But I have to make sure I broadcast it to you guys so you can watch the race. Something honestly needs to be done about Monaco. I know it's prestigious and all, but the cars are getting wider and wider every year. They're getting bigger and bigger every year. Maybe try to, just try to make the track a little bit wider. It's very possible. I mean, it's very possible. It will take a lot of money and infrastructure, but maybe at least maybe 1 meter wider in every part of the track would change the racing here in Monaco. I mean, maybe not the straights. The straights is I believe is wide enough for the moves, but everywhere else, like here, 1 meter wider track. Maybe drivers will be going for moves, maybe around the outside here, around the outside here too. Yeah, bro. I'm even starting to doze off. Let's see if Beast and Viva can give us an entertainment because it's gonna watch them. 7 tenths behind. It's the only ones to watch now, actually, because everybody else, no one else is racing. Honestly, after losing Pesci in the race, the race just became basically was the end because no one could fight against Hazer. I mean, maybe if Merck and Mr. P had caught up to him, there would have been a race to watch there. There's no race to watch here at all. Unless Beast has something to say about it. He's absolutely going for it. This is the second time around that he's stuck behind. Oh, I see. Because I was wondering why you went into the pits the first time and didn't change your wing. I was like, why would you go into the pit so early on those hard tires? On those medium tires and not change his wing? And I see. That must have been absolutely annoying. I mean, there should always be. There should just be a default that once you damage your wing, every time you go into the pits, they change it. If you don't want to change it, you have to change it yourself to know. Like, it happened to me. It's happened to me a few times already. Going into the pit and they did not change it. Obviously, I want to change my damn wing. Yeah, he had pulled away slightly. Yeah, Hazer was always looking like Hazer was gonna get the win. There's no doubt about that. That from that quali lap, that was 6 tenths faster than yours, which was already quick enough. Hazer's lap was just absolutely stonking. As you can see, easy win for him here. 14 seconds in front of Mr. P in P2. But Merck is starting to catch Mr. P very quick. He did go into the pits a few laps ago and it's already 3 seconds behind the man in P2. But can he get ahead and pull that 3 seconds away from Mr. P? That is the question. That's another race that we can watch here. But back to Beast and Viva. I'm going to watch them till Merck catches Mr. P. Yeah. Hazer is very good at. Hazer is just very good at Monaco. He won Monaco in the 100% tier. Easily. He led every little lap. It's just one of those tracks that he locks in. And people are just like that, so No harm done in losing to Hazer here. He's just the best at Monaco. He won by 20 seconds in tier 1. Oof, I didn't even know that. Wow. Winning by 20 seconds in tier 1 is it's absolutely just brilliant, man. If you can win by 20 seconds in tier 1, winning by 20 seconds or more here is not surprising at all. But the clouds are starting to get dark. Does that mean the rain is coming? If the rain is coming, that will actually be very fun to watch. But I don't believe that will be the case. Mr. Merck, though, has caught up to Mr. P. Can he get ahead of him is the question. As Viva and B still fighting at it, but nothing doing. Can't get in front. There is no rain. Yeah, especially with medium on track. With all the grip hack medium had, he still lost to Hazer. That just shows you how quick Hazer is. He's so quick that you think he has grip hack. So quick in Monaco that you think he has grip hack. Maybe a quick wing damage for Hazer. Let's let him make it fair. Let him have to go into the pits and fight against the drivers behind. But that surely is not going to happen. His consistency here is just absolutely brilliant. As Mark can't get ahead of him there, and Beast also can't get ahead of Viva. These are the two races to watch now. Coffee though, so also 7 tenths behind Dog. These two have had history in this race. Coffee going for the move on the inside, going into the chicane, absolutely twatting the wall. But this time around, can he get the move done on Dog? Not off, woman. Ah. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, a lot of drivers are quick at Monaco. He's just super quick. Because to get a 109.6, to get a 109.5 in Monaco is actually very, very impressive. Very impressive. That's a very high tier pace in WR. So, 17 seconds he is now ahead of Mr. P. Mark will have to pull 3 seconds away from Mr. P after he does make the move, anyways. It's going to be very difficult. I don't think that's going to happen anyway. I think he's just going to settle for that P3. There's no reason to fight too hard for it. But Angry Birds has retired from the session. Is that going to be a safety car? Or is that just too late? Did he retire in the pits? No, he didn't retire in the pits. He's in the chicane there, as you can see. But that's not going to be a safety car. I know Hazer's heart was absolutely beating, thinking, oh my god, not now. With a few laps to go. Yeah, that probably should have been a safety car. I don't know why it wasn't, but I think because it's just too late. It's just too late, so the game just decided not to. As Hazer is lapping Coffee now. You wouldn't think that would have happened in this race because Coffee did start in P5. It was one of the drivers starting in front, but after a lot of mistakes from him and moments from him, Hazer will be lapping him and also be lapping Dog. He's lapped. I mean, the rest of them have DNF'd. So the only drivers that he hasn't lapped now are Beast upwards. Surely he can't because he's just too far back to lap them with a few laps to go. But if it was 100% here, he might be able to lap them. He will lap the whole field. Coffee's trying his best to get past Dog. Is this it? Is this it? Is that a move down the inside? Ah, nope. A little love tap on the Afatari. Oh, dog surely does not want to allow him go. He does have a 6 second penalty anyway, so even if he gets back past dog now, I don't believe he'll be able to pull away 6 seconds in a few laps, in 2 laps. It's going for that move again. As he locks up, climbs the curb a little bit there. Absolutely going for a coffee, trying to make that move. As Marcus isn't going for it at all. They will be starting lap 37, I believe. Yep, they will be starting lap 37. And there'll be a need, but here we go, Coffee and Dog now. Coffee, Dog going into the wall, so he's ghosting, and Coffee is now going to get ahead of him. Looks like Dog did make a mistake, and that gives Coffee that P6. But the question now is, can he pull away from Dog? As Dog is actually going for the move, almost making contact with Coffee there. Nothing doing. Can he pull away from Dog now? The has to go as the Dog makes contact with him. These two are not. They're not happy with each other today. A lot of contact made between them. But Coffee, all Dog has to do is just stick behind Coffee, and he will be finishing ahead of him. Beast is comfortably going to take that P5. Couldn't get ahead of Viva in the end, whose hard tires have started to get better than the softs. So back to the front now. Dog won't be making on the move on Coffee again. So back to the front. This is the last race on track. But I believe Mark would even be going for it. There's no point going for it with just 2 laps to go when Hazer does cross that line. So P will be taking that P2. After the win last week, P2 will be a very good finishing position for the Ferrari, and they will be happy with that. It's going for the pit stop. It's going for the fastest lap. It's going to be soft tires for Merck. There will have no points going for another lap because he won't be able to get ahead of Mr. P and be able to pull away. So there you go. Fastest lap attempt from Merck. Can he get it? Currently, the fastest lap is set by Hayes, I believe, a few laps ago. Oh, he already has the fastest lap, Merck. 1:11.7 from him. He'll be wanting to beat that time again. Yeah, I don't think anybody else will have been able to beat that fastest lap anyways. I don't think he needed to come in because everyone else is staying out. Unless another driver is going to take a decision to go in for the fastest lap. Doesn't look like. Will Coffee do it? No, surely not. He doesn't want Dog to get ahead of him. And Beast surely isn't going to do it because Coffee will get ahead of him if he does. So Mark with the fastest lap was obviously going to keep his fastest lap, but he's still going for it. And Hazer on the final lap now. So it's going to be a cruise lap for him, 20 seconds ahead like he was in Tier 1. Another 20-second victory for Hazer. No mistakes whatsoever. Absolutely brilliant drive. Comfortable drive for the Alfa Romeo man on his final tour in Monaco. So it's gonna take his time. And cruise past the Marina sector. Three-second penalty for Coffee again, and that certainly is gonna mean that Dog will finish ahead of him. Too many penalties for him there. They have been lapped, so this will be their last lap. But as Hazer comes out of the final corner, he's gonna win in Monaco for the 3rd time this season. A brilliant win. 20 seconds ahead from the man in P2. Coffee's gonna finish in P6, but when Dog crosses the line, he's gonna finish ahead of the man with multiple penalties. Stickman is gonna settle for that P8. And Mr. P crosses the line. A good race from him. is gonna be happy and is gonna get that P2. Merck, can he get that fastest lap? As you can see, fastest second sector, already faster than his current fastest lap. And he does cross the line, surely he's gonna get that fastest lap, even though he didn't need to. And there you go, 1:10.5 for him, and that's gonna be the extra point for the Aston Martin. Aston Martin, I'm getting tired, man. As Viva is gonna set up a P4. I think Beast just went into the wall there. And Beast is going to take the final position, P5. And that will be it. That will be that. That is the end of the race. A good race from Viva, actually. Where did he start? So I think he started. He started quite far back. So that's P4 for him. Who'll take that? And there you go. Who's your driver of the day? Is it going to be Hazer? I don't think any other driver made that much places. It's Merck. Okay. Merck takes your driver of the day in P3. We'll see who takes it when the votes come in. Yeah. Yeah, man. Very difficult race. Very annoying race Monaco is, but that's a very good P2 for you. Very good P2. P1 and a P2 in the last two races. That's what you need in a championship. After a little bit of a struggle of a season. But there you go, Hazer wins. And we know the champagne is going to taste the best in the Alfa Romeo camp. There he is. I'm going to show the incidents like I always do. Because there was a very, very interesting incident between Coffee and Dog. So, stewards will be looking at that. There you go. That's your finishing order. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me just do a quick raid. Who should we raid now? You know what? I wonder if Yano isn't playing. Let's raid him. Just for exposure for the league, you know? Ah. There you go, that's over. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been Willie Fernandez. We have been UFRL. And good night.